Alright, what we got here this week? How about you? That is gonna make testing anything completely annoying. Anyways, cross that bridge when we come to it. If I have to, I'll go into the other one. Uh, so we want to do a secondary. We've done a primary and a melee. That said, well, the Aki core is all insane. It's one of the best secondaries in the game right now. I'm not building a single Kraken or trying to farm a coup Kraken specifically for this. Also, it wouldn't work because it's a rocket launcher secondary and it's got ammo problems. Um, that's one of those cases where I can tell you straight ahead you cannot use that as kind of a main weapon. You can use it as a supplemental weapon, but that's not going to work. What's here? Stalta, Penta, and Fulman? I mean, we could do the Zakti. Let's do the Zakti. Who's going to use the Zakti? For the Zakti, we'll go with Dagath. I mean, Daenerys can use basically anything he wants. Tempo would actually be a problem for the Zakti, because he'll overload the status chance on it to heat, and then you won't be able to get any other status. So yeah, we'll run Dagath and a Zakti. That'll be our theme. Cool. Let's go. Alright, so this is our regular Zakti. It shoots darts that anchor in their target for erupting a plume of toxic gas. Short version is explodes into a little gas cloud. As far as I know, for all intents and purposes, it's basically just an explosion. It's not really persistent or anything. But it does come with base gas damage. As you can see, we have not really much critical here, but we can do something with that. And not much multiplier either. We do have 20% status, which is obviously going to be where we're going. The gas cloud is confusingly... the damage on this is very generally confusing. The dart does puncture and impact. A radial attack does gas. Another attack does impact that I'm not sure what that actually is. Then there's another radial attack that does a bunch of corrosive, which I think is the actual explosion, which has critical chance. Then there's another damage listed, and then another punch of corrosive that is much smaller with completely different stats. Warframe in a nutshell. As you can see here, you can get the blueprint from the Tenno lab, and it will cost you this stuff. It's actually one of the rare Tenno labs that does not require a forma. That said, I would highly suggest that if you're going to actually attempt this, that you get the Zakti Prime. That will pop up in Resurgence whenever Neja's set of stuff happens to come around. You can see there's a slightly better, but still kind of courage critical chance. There's a almost more than double status chance. We still got generally the same kind of crap going on with the the hell is all these different damage numbers. But generally speaking, they are all higher. So what we already got on it. Cool, it's been set up for corrosive and heat. Mostly, kind of. Interestingly, in here, the gas... Oh no, the gas one's down here. So yeah, this is definitely this is an older build. You can tell it doesn't have any galvanized mods or anything like that. So we'll have to tinker around with this a little tiny bit. Let's just put it on another config. Okay, so... Sure. There's some there's some 3x critical multipliers, 4x critical multipliers unmodded on here, so... Possibly unmodded. They might be gain boost by that. Nonetheless, we got something to work with. I want galvanized diffusion. I'm gonna say Hornet Strike for... Oh no, this is semis, which means we can run Cannonade. Punch through might do some weird things, we'll have to see. Galvanized Shot is not going to work on all the radials, which is where most of the damage is. so we'll leave that out. I'm going to put in the critical damage because we're going to force that to happen. We have a ton of status chance on here already, but I'm going to force a little more. There it is. Put some blast in. And then Elementalist is the one I want. Yeah, we're gonna start getting into form of trouble here, or capacity trouble. That gives us reload speed, which was a little weak too. So lethal torrent, more the multi-shot. Just be extra status. But for now, I'm just gonna put something with a dash on that end. Sure, we'll throw the electric in too. We can't. Throw the electric in too. Oh boy. This would be going all for our crits. Does this work and give us electric? It doesn't merge with the other stuff because it's all double elements, right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's do a quick run on some relatively high murmur. Just the gun. It's fine so far. Let's go crazy and put them on the steel path. A little beefier. Let's run one more check here. I think we might have a winner here, and I know what I want to try and change. So we'll come back when I've got that.
Still working on it.
Steel path. Good old Grenier lasers. Pretty much the same results in the practical field. You don't get quite as much crazy crap going on because they're not all grouped up like they are in the simulacrum for all the blast and gas, but it's still working pretty solid here. So let's head back over to tweak the things in the simulacrum. Alright, a little alchemy test here. Probably the best thing to see how we're potentially going to go into Archimedea. Solid enough, I think. Teammates kind of around here because this wasn't a solo run. Got Necromech. Necromechs are probably going to be the biggest challenge. But we're handling this one pretty well. No one in 1999 expects the demonic horse cavalry. Yeah, this is also going pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. no big deal so far. Alright, time for some moment of truth.
Situation evolving. Expect updates.
I'll let it roll over to next week so we didn't have the stupid overguard on fire. Not that would terribly change a whole lot. Probably just, you know, throw on my magnet on my sentinel. Since that's like the one time that's useful. I used to kill the thing so I can cast my invulnerability again. Bonk, there we go. Somebody guessed earlier that yes, this combination does work. If that wasn't obvious. Eee. It's relatively difficult to have a weapon not work with Dagoth. That's a pro tip. Honestly, the real thing would be the survival, if anything. I still have not isolated how I get red crits occasionally. Being exterminate the enemies are certainly in my pace. Usually you have to go looking for them a little bit. But yeah, this one's pretty in the books. So we will pop over the simulacrum and I can show you what the hell is actually going on here. Like, there's some more of those red mystery red crits. Bum, 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 bum. God, can you not get horsed? Okay, that was a little much. Let's pop over the simulacrum though. Shit, popped at my operator to take his armor off or something. Or paid more attention to my invulnerability shit. We learned today. Don't ignore, but don't take Bone Widows lightly. Never actually even put Archon shards in here. That was probably also silly of me. So yeah, the Zakti Prime, our main focus here. Da-da-da-da. Never actually put the final mod in it. I'm a silly person. I don't even know what I would put over there. Yeah. Should be one for this, like, projectile speed. There it is. That's probably what I would throw in there. Yeah. Go. I don't want this giant thing on my screen. Alright. So yeah, unique trait is the gas clouds stagger the enemies and make them vulnerable to finishers. We didn't really take much advantage of that at all, but it is something you can do. Maybe there's something fancy you could do with an arcane there. Pretty basic. It's a semi-auto gun. You're basically going to always put the cannonade mod in. Galvanized diffusion, of course. Prime target cracker, lethal turret. Pistol elementalists, prime heated charge, and frostbite. Basically, we're exploding things. Which also puts blast on all our other things that have more crits and status. So you can tell we're only getting the 8% critical chance. And this will only push it up to the 200% there. So yeah, I'm not sure where the red crits are coming from. You may notice we don't have any critical chance in here. That's because we're grabbing that all from Dagath over here. Casting this one. Or no, she gives us critical damage, not critical chance. I always mix that up, I don't know why. This is how we were turning invincible all here, there, and everywhere. Her doom is also a very complicated one to explain, but there's a bunch of extra damage will build up on the enemy and kind of kill them. Basically, it's just multiplying your damage. It's the best way to think of it. These throw out viral status. This also just throws out viral status and stuff, so on, and reduces their enemies if they're doomed. Not gonna get too much on the Dagath there. That'll be its own video at some point. Just throw some steelopathies in the way of faith it could here too for another test. These guys, you'll see, of course, the armor strip just goes off on the horses. Yeah, pretty good field test. We died because I was stupid and ignored a threat. More than anything else. So if you have found this little exercise interesting, engaging, informative in any way, please consider a like and subscribe, drop a comment. All them fun YouTube basics. We'll see ya in the next one. Which is actually, could go preview it now, but I'd have to go wander around. And until then, have a good one.